Speaking as softly as possible, he offered only the minimum to Rodney and his partner. The old boy's gone. Estate somewhere north of 20 mil. Furniture and lumber. Pretty amazing. Had no idea. Just saw the will. 40% after taxes. Not bad. About a year. Not kidding. More later. Ian drove on, smiling at the foliage and dreaming of a better life. Even if they got a divorce, he'd still get a piece of her inheritance, right? He thought about calling his lawyer, but wisely decided to wait. The phone rang suddenly, startling him and waking up Ramona. "Hello," he said. On the other end, a stiff male voice said, "Yes, hello, Ian. Stillman Rush here. Hope I didn't disturb. We're on our way back to Tupelo." "Not at all. We're on a trace with a couple of hours to go. Nothing to do but talk." "Yes, well, look, there's been a slight complication, so I'll just go ahead and get right to the point." His voice had a nervous tinge to it, and Ian knew immediately that something was wrong. Ramona sat up in the rear seat and rubbed her swollen eyes. Stillman went on. "We didn't get the chance to open Mr. Hubbard's estate after we saw you this morning because another will has already been presented. Seems as though a lawyer in Clanton hustled over to the courthouse late yesterday afternoon and filed a handwritten will that Mr. Hubbard purportedly wrote last Saturday, the day before he died. Handwritten wills are still valid if they meet certain criteria. This will is just awful. It leaves nothing to the family. Ramona and Herschel are specifically cut out, and instead gives 90% of the estate to Letty Lang, the housekeeper." "Letty?" Ian managed to gasp as he veered across the center line. He caught himself and yanked the wheel. "What is it?" Ramona snarled from the back seat. "Yes, Letty Lang," Stillman repeated. "I guess he was quite fond of her." "This is ridiculous," Ian said sharply, his voice already several octaves higher, his eyes glaring wildly into the rearview mirror. 90%? Did you say 90%? "I did, yes. I have a copy of the will, and it clearly says 90%. Handwritten? Is it a forgery?" "We don't know at this point. Everything is preliminary." "Well, obviously, Stillman, this can't stand up, can it?" "Of course not. We met with the attorney who probated the will, and he's not going to withdraw it, so we've agreed to meet with the judge soon and work things out." "Work things out? What does that mean?" "Well, we'll ask the judge to toss out this handwritten will and probate the legitimate one we looked at this morning. If for some reason he says no, then we'll go to court and fight over which will should stand." "When do we go to court?" Ian asked belligerently, but there was also a noticeable layer of desperation in his voice, as if he could feel the fortune beginning to slide. "We're not sure right now, but I'll call in a few days. We'll work this out, Ian." "Damn right you will, or I'll bring in the Lanier firm from Jackson, the big boys. Been representing me for a long time. Those guys know how to litigate. In fact,